If you ever get triggered about anything, if you get defensive, you get frustrated, if you get anxious, just know fundamentally the meaning you're giving the external experience internally is I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable and valuable. Now you may not be conscious of that. Most people don't wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and go, I'm not good enough. But all day we're gathering evidence for where we're not good enough. And the real shift when I work with men, when I work with couples, is to really take responsibility for your triggers. It's never about the other person. Now, I'm not saying you put up with inappropriate behaviour, abusive behaviour. What I'm saying though is that most behaviour externally, you can change the meaning. And when you realise you're valuable and lovable just as you are, and you start to look at the world that way, you won't get triggered as much. Because whenever you get defensive, whenever you get angry, whenever you get anxious, somewhere they're not good enough. I'm not a good enough husband. I'm not a good enough parent. I'm not smart enough. I'm not handsome enough. I'm not tall enough, whatever it might be. That's the trigger. And when you realise that you can give that a different meaning, what happens is that your buttons that get pressed by your beloved, by your children, just don't get pressed anymore. And initially it might feel like they're getting smaller. Yeah, you start to realise that I'm changing this belief, I have more emotional intelligence, until eventually they go away. Because most of those triggers are from old experiences. 95% of your daily operating system is the subconscious mind, not the conscious mind. Self-awareness, reflection is about becoming more conscious and aware of who you are. What are my triggers? How come I'm reacting that way? And remembering the powerful yet subtle distinction is whatever happens externally, you get to choose how you feel. No one can make you feel anything. And what occurs is that when you're in a relationship where you don't get triggered as much by your beloved, by your children, you create more space for a healthy relationship. You create more flow. And that's ultimately what we're looking for in relationship. Yet it starts with you. It starts with awareness. It starts with reflection. And it starts with getting present and in your body. What's happening for me in this moment? How am I feeling? What am I thinking? What's my energy doing? And if you do that, you can create space for a beautiful relationship instead of filling the space out of you're not good enough.